once again. Compound being played once again. And what was the first map again?
Ankara, of course.
Ankara, of course, one of the most even maps in CROSSFIRE. So, yeah, I just can't wait to get into this first one because that's going to actually dictate to me the vibe of the game, like who is going to come out on top.
Yeah, I think the fact that Evolution Power Gaming get the map choice first, they get to choose which map comes first here, and they choose Ankara, shows a lot of confidence. And, I mean, they're fantastic on this map as well. So we'll see if they can get it done here first. Should give them a decent chance up against BaiSha Gaming. But it looks like we're just about ready to hop into that first map, so I'll hand it over to you guys for the cast.
Yes, indeed. Very excited to get into this here, Bench. I think it's going to be a very exciting game. I have not had the opportunity to catch two Chinese teams against each other at EWC, and I'm aware that they are very, very aggressive. They love fighting, they love scrapping, they love getting loud, so it's going to be a lot of fun here.
But there you have it, BaiSha versus Evolution Power Gaming. You get to cast this hot one especially. Already, you saw a couple players getting quite aggressive. That was Xiao jumping in deep towards middle, took a pause shot through his connector, and XQQ almost took that to the face. But here comes the pop flash, here comes the bomb site aggression, and N9 tries to hold it down, but it's going to be YH to take him out. Here's the trade cut from YDSS. Mino swings in as well. And there is the equalizer. However, the C4 did get onto the bomb site. 577 waiting behind the smoke. Here's Zay shooting. Down to a 2v3. The retake not quite arrived just yet. C4 is planted. Zay takes a whole bunch. 577 looking to spring out any moment soon. Here's the double swing. 577 gets the job done. Mino down very low, but he has clutched up from time to time. Time after time, many a times. But can he do it again right here, right now?
Well, we're about to find out. I mean, 12 HP, I'd maybe go on the side of not. It would be nice to start us off with a clutch, but it's not going to happen. Really solid start coming through. And this looks dangerous already. BaiSha with a clean beginning, just super, super comfortable to get things kicked off. I mean, what would you say if you had to make a choice? Do you want to start on the blacklist side? Do you want to start on the global risk side? Is there a map preference or perhaps an approach preference for these teams?
I would say, on Ankara especially, I would say starting off on the blacklist side is more beneficial as you can dictate the tempo of the game.
Sure.
And they are doing absolutely exactly that. They were able to aggress deep into B quickly, get the trade kills done and dusted. As Evolution Power now down 3 players will have to hold on to everything they've got to hold. As the C4 now crossing into the bomb site. N9 trigger discipline. And that might cost Evolution Power. YH, though, luckily survives that spray down. However, the C4 is on the bomb site. It is now getting planted. Xiao, ooh, such a close shot. But the retake is on. YH somehow gets the headshot of Xiao. Down to YZK and YH.
Yeah, I feel like he should have had that for sure. It wasn't the easiest shot in the world, but certainly if he took his time, still looks pretty good here. YH is incredibly low. And 9 with the angle as well here to just spot. Ooh, both of them gets caught crossing. Needs to be very careful there. He's left incredibly low himself, but just trying to bait them in as much as possible. Light trained in on the angle, tap onto the bomb. Nice double swing. It's going to be a hold on the bomb, in fact. Or Light does call the bluff and wins it up. Another big round going the way of BaiSha. A lot of noise being made here so far in this series, as you would expect, but 2 big clutch rounds coming in.
2 big clutch rounds, and here comes the pause. And whenever you get to cast these Chinese teams clash with each other, one team will start to get very vocal, and one team will be a little bit more quiet, which in this case is Evolution Power Gaming.
That's
but
it, isn't it?
Once the tie happens, the team that was quiet, who conserved in their throat, will get very loud. I'll just tell you that.
Attack pause coming in here. Very early. Seems to be quite a trend. A lot of the teams just not wanting the momentum to get away from them, try and claw back around and just keep things as close as they possibly can. BaiSha, though, I feel like they just look like they're not messing around. You know, we had a pretty big huddle from them, a lot of noise initially, the energy very, very high. A great start yesterday, and yes, you expect them to maybe dominate a few teams. Falcons was one that a lot of people coming in, Dark Horse could do well, one of the best teams we've seen out of the Vietnamese region for a while, and they just ruined them. So for me, I think that this BaiSha team are looking really, really in form right now. Their first true test against a team that we know for sure can test them. But ultimately, I'm on that BaiSha train, I think.
We only looked at 2 rounds too, and I feel like every player from BaiSha is completely dialed in to the screen and to CROSSFIRE. And for Evolution Power, unfortunately, they did lose 2 rounds in a row. However, both of those rounds were so close as well. Pause is now over. Moving to round number 3. Let's see if it has had any effect on EP to claw back some rounds.
Oh, what a spot here from Minnow. Nearly the triple spray down for him, but he will at the very least scare them off. Exactly what EP needed after a big timeout. Massive individual moment from the old guard, and he might just single-handedly have netted them around here. We'll see how the rest of it plays out, but so far, so good for EP.
2 players are down from BaiSha. Lai as well, taking a whole bunch to himself. Has to rotate out from B and is now looking to possibly direct their aggression towards A bomb site. But look at Mino. He's already thinking about rotating out. Here comes BaiSha in towards Vents. Xiao on the TRG. YH, he might just cross paths. Waiting patiently by the corner, but the drop from Xiao is so accurate. And here's the go sign. Zay has to hold it down by himself with the pop flash. Not helping out. Switching to the secondary. Not going to help him either. The bomb site has been pried open, but here is the rotation. You do see XQQ already hot off of Xiao.
Oh, big.
Mino, that was a big kill, and now the retake seems very possible. And the potato kill as well. Down to the hands of N9. 1v3 and a Dream. 2 players in front of him, 1 behind him. The flank could come in hot any moment soon. YZK and XQQ thinking about just jumping out the smoke. They have to get the trade kill done. Not gonna happen as N9 gets the smoke done. Looks the right way. Gets the second kill. Is this clutch? Very possible. N9 takes a whole bunch of damage. Runs out. Burns the timer on the C4. YZK has to tap it. He's tapping it. He's not going to let it go. But N9 with the pistol gets the top of the bomb side. Gets the kill. And he clutches the round.
Man alive. N9, an absolutely huge move. So well played mechanically and just throwing them off completely. And it is, isn't it? It's that move to just go a little early through the smoke. Take that risk. They really could not afford it. Absolutely incredible clutch coming in. And again, they get so loud, and it's just going from bad to worse here for EPG.
That's definitely worth one of the STC clutch moments here at EWC CROSSFIRE. But BaiSha now showing some dominance, leading out 3-0. Changing up the tempo. They're going to be playing quite default, expecting any aggression out early, as Mino was just very last round. Going out pretty deep towards the B halls and got a double kill, almost a third on towards Lai, and had to rely on the clutch to win the round. Doesn't matter. This round, no aggression in their faces, and BaiSha is looking to gain more information out towards A. Smoke will dissipate that was thrown out from Evolution Power, which allows the room for Xiao to start poking, prodding, sniff his nose at who is going to be in front of his scope. Also, that N9 is going to bring the C4 out towards middle. Here is another setup down towards B. Could be a possible fake. We don't know just yet, as we do have 2 players still lurking outside of B long.
Yeah, for the time being, they've got a lot of options, I suppose, on the BaiSha side of things is what they're looking for. And just chilling out. See if Evolution Power have got anything up their sleeve. Is there going to be some aggression? Are they going to come a little bit later on in the round? And eventually they will group up now that they've not had any aggression come their way. But Minnow, good sense of timing to just go swinging in there. Decent flash as well to keep them at bay, but they are not going to be thwarted. They will pick up the pace towards this B site. Looking good, Minnow as well. Rock on a hard place. What does he do? Absolutely nothing. There is a trade from YH, but it's going to have to get a bit better than that. The bomb site has fallen. Only 2 remain on the global risk side, so this feels another done deal for BaiSha.
That's down to the hands of YH and the young gun, Zay. Out towards long, gets flashed. Not much for him to do as YH did fall down to a 1v4. This round, seemingly BaiSha. Zay goes down, and BaiSha secures yet another round. Manhandling the heck out of Evolution Power right now.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, this is kind of how it can spiral, right? They're winning some of the really tough rounds, and they're being rewarded because they are just beating Evolution Power into the dirt. And we've talked a lot about the mental game. It seems to be a big factor here at EWC. Nerves getting the better of you at times. XQQ, unfortunate for a tag. Would have been great to start things off, of course, with a kill. IZK on that secondary AWP is going to come round and find said frag. Lots of damage done here, in fact. So probably the best looking round we've had for EP for quite some time.
But the problem is, can they translate these men advantage into a round win? Mino does get the drop onto N9, but we have seen BaiSha clutch a 3v5. Huge one indeed, but things could be repeated, and says no, it's going to be YH. Gets the drop onto Xiao. YDSS gets on top and takes down the IGL of BaiSha. Down to a 2v4 now. C4 in the hands of Lai, who once again is down very low. Doesn't matter, he does have the sniper. No rotation from Evolution Power just yet. Still holding 3 players on top the bomb site. Where does BaiSha want to take this one into? They do have vision down towards middle. However, if they turn their steering wheel towards the right side of the B site, they're going to be welcomed by XQQ, but they get double swung. YZK, though, responds with the first kill. Quick scopes the second kill. And there it is. Evolution Power finally putting up a round up on the board.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, starting off very, very well. Again, we like to see that proactivity from them. They get aggressive down B, and it does work out quite nicely. So, one round going to be good, but still a long road ahead, it feels like. You know, these rounds have been so difficult to be on the end of, I think, and BaiSha could just pick up where they left off.
And Evolution Power, they did find the last round, but they do really need to pick up some space. Otherwise, BaiSha will continue to lead out, and it just might be round too late. Just like how it happened to Team Liquid in the last series. BaiSha gathered outside of A, is waiting for another execution, but Mino with a huge flank gets one. Does a bit more damage towards Light. This might be enough for his teammates to start swinging out and get the kills, and 9 responds, gets 1 kill, but at the cost of losing 2 of his teammates.
Oh, Lai spotted, does get the frag, but surely on these HP bars, they're not long for this world. Positions vaguely known of both players as well. There is a small gap towards B that maybe could be abused, but I don't think the bomb's going to get down there. Unfortunately, double swing coming in here, and 9's still up. Lai will get the trade. They just have to be careful here. YZK in from behind, and Lai eventually finished off. Little stressful, but it's 2 in a row now for EP.
Maybe that's what's important. Just got to keep the tempo up and keep the momentum going. Evolution Power may just have picked up the momentum that was desperately needed. And even that round had to rely on the IGL to go on some aggressive and risky maneuvers to flank all the way around spawn. Could have been a cleaner round. But now moving into round number 7. Evolution Power going for a stronger A defense. Adding another player to the mix. Whilst all that, BaiSha will be going for the default spread out as well. The C4, though, will be walking towards A long. And all the skirmishes that BaiSha is trying to take down towards middle may just be enough of a fake for Evolution Power to rotate more players out from A.
I think they're clearly trying to bait something forwards, aren't they?
Yep.
Into one of these setups. Nice find. 577, it works out. As Minnow tries to get a bit aggressive. He has been doing that so far. Bomb drop, though. YH needs a bit more assistance. Unfortunately, it is Zhao on that sniper that gets the job done. So, slim advantage. He recovers the bomb, and he's not quite going to dedicate in. Meanwhile, they've got players moving up towards B. A clean find from XQQ, just not ready for the next man. Very chaotic here on the exchanges themselves. The overall idea from BaiSha I like, but the fights are messy.
What a movement from XQQ, though, with the secondary out. That's what players will do with the pistol if they have to rotate faster. They will just start crouch hopping, and that's what you just saw, tapping 2 players out. But now with less than 50 seconds remaining, BaiSha They did recover the C4, but they just don't know the information of where YZK could be present at. And looks like YZK has made the right bet. Was going to be at the backside of A. If he catches the first guy crossing in, Scriv, this round just might be Evolution Powers.
Not going to happen though. Misses the shot, and BaiSha will get it done. So the predictable story is the finish, of course.
Yet another caster curse. I'm
well,
sorry.
you know, you got to say it just in case it, because when it does happen, when you are right,
yeah,
what a feeling, man. What a feeling.
Oh, it feels absolutely
it's
great.
like, hell yeah, all the thousands of hours I put into this game.
Well, BaiSha leading out 5-2. This time around, is going to be going for the mid setup, having all 5 players. Responding will be Mino. Has had some huge moments, but can he spring out once again to save his team from losing more rounds? Waiting patiently. BaiSha is going to continue to show their interest in taking mid, rather sending a couple more players down towards the underpass of B area. Looks like they're just going to start the game from here. Control mid, control connector, control underpass, and see where they can go from here. This is going to be their strat, and let's see if Evolution Power can respond to this. Some overnades will not land as XQQ misses the shot.
Yeah, kind of a key shot as well. Oh, a quick spot. That timing is pretty lucky. He was under threat. It will be the B hit, though, and I mean, they've just been distracted, I think, by the frontal hit, not expecting the underpass move. So it looks good here, as once again, they've gained control of the site, keeping them in pretty good control at the moment. Should be a 6th round, we'll see. 5-on-3 retake, we've seen a couple of these, certainly not impossible. YH moving from down below. YZK has found his, but YH going to go down, can't quite capitalize. Zay the only one left now, he's in on the site itself. They look to overwhelm him, they do indeed. BaiSha looking good, looking very good indeed.
Evolution Power will really need to pick some pace back up, because right now BaiSha, like I said before, is completely manhandling the young guns of Evolution Power. 6-2, a round score that we did not expect at all coming into this game.
It's true. Yeah, some of the competitiveness that we were maybe expecting, and even saw early on in the game,
yeah,
after some crazy clutching rounds from BaiSha, just seems to have completely pilted out. We'll see, though. I say that, and here we are. YZK starts himself off pretty strong. That spurs Minnow forwards, and the rest of the team looking pretty damn good here. 5-7-7 remains alone. And just as we talk about how one-sided it is, we see a keen find from Evolution Power.
This is going to be the last round of the first half in 5-7-7. Wants to finish at 7-2. A 1v4 is going to be a quite tough ask. Sure, he has clutched in the 2022 Grand Finals. Can he repeat the history? The answer might be a yes. He does find the first frag. Zay, who was already down low, but his position has been compromised. The information has been passed. The overflashes are going to blind him. Has a plenty of time to work with, minute 20. However, C4 down all the way deep in middle in no man's land is not going to help him out.
Slow but sure here from 5-7-7. Double swing comes in, though. Good timing. They will take him down. And we'll see now moving forwards if it becomes a gap close or if it is going to be another sporadic round for EP. Only time will tell.
6-3. Evolution Power desperately needed that last round. As now we do see the side switching. As Evolution Power now on the attacking side. BaiSha, after showing some dominance on their offense, can they show and demonstrate a strong defense is going to be my question being asked here. It'll be a very slow-paced round as both teams not really showing any special strats, sending a player down, sending a player out. But the first kill is going to be taken by YZK out towards B. Through the smoke, it looks like.
Grouping up outside of A, looking to go for a burst move. I think, again, they've drawn things away. They are very unpredictable team at the moment, EP. But BaiSha are set and ready. So certainly not going to be easy coming. They're going through a smoke as well. Risky move. Zay with a quick trade, but it's Zhao hidden into this stairs angle. Super deadly, as always, onto the pistol. XQQ trying to take him down, but he's just so damn fast. Zhao holds the line.
4K from Xiao, the sniper for the squad. Just dropping naughty shots after another. Juggling his position by the staircase and dodging the bullets coming his way. Are we reliving in the scene of Matrix?
Indeed.
However, the round's going to be a 7-3. BaiSha looking to close this one out any moment soon.
So nice.
Here's the replay. Look at that. The pistol work as well is just master shelf class.
Solid finds. Starts off with a 1-for-1 here. As BaiSha actually opt to get more aggressive. So, relatively difficult now to get back into things, it feels. Slow but sure on this A side of things once again. As EP perhaps uncomfortable kicking things off on their blacklist tenure.
Down to a 4-4, like I said. Evolution Power. All they really need to do is just isolate one bomb site. Use that advantage. As long as you isolate one, you will have more men running into the bomb site headstrong. BaiSha not anticipating much. He's going to be playing quite default. The timing on Zay, he was able to cross without getting spotted out. Let's see if YZK can do so as well. All four players are ready to give it a go. Lai gets traded out. It's down to the hands of 577. Quickly taps one head out. Needs a second. Not going to happen. And 9, though, did arrive quite fast. Zay is down low with the nades being in his hand. Not going to happen. And 9 drops down. Gets the double kill. Cleans up. And that's going to be yet another round.
Yeah, I mean, listen to them, man. They are getting so vocal here, but looking very, very good. Very, very strong. And it really is a scary prospect if this is the BaiSha that we're going to see here at EWC. We're all here for it, I'm sure, but yeah, very, very impressive stuff. They continue finding clean rounds now. It started a bit close. It needed some of those clutches to go their way. There's a lot of individuality taken over these rounds, to be honest with you.
Zay didn't expect N9 to be that close that fast.
Yeah, yeah. Just so loose, so comfortable at the moment, and I think playing like winners.
Playing like winners indeed. BaiSha just one round away from the map point. Strong defense being put out as well. 8-3. Evolution Power will need to do anything and everything to get some rounds back. Otherwise, the vibe of the game, we say, is definitely going to be against Evolution Power for the rest of the day. Guiding themselves through underpass, it looks like. Xiao is going to be up on heaven. Flash is going to delay the push. He's going to go for the peek. No one is in front of his crosshair, so let's see what BaiSha wants to do. There is the quick shot from XQQ. Will open the gate up.
Looking good here. YDSS around the corner. We've not seen much from him this game, but we might just have a moment. Beautiful stuff. Baiting them in. The crossfire just impenetrable. My goodness, BaiSha looking really, really, really nasty. We maybe expect a map like Ankara to come close, given the region, given the history these guys have on this kind of a map, but anything but. They are looking super dominant. Just no way in. No room at the inn for Evolution Power. XQQ to kick us off here. Some big nade damage that could be capitalized on to stay alive, of course, for EP. Big trade from YH keeps the man advantage in favor of Blacklist.
They do have control of B. Evolution Power is going to send all their players into the bomb site, leaving only XQQ, but he's getting flanked by YDSS. What is this? There's a shot. There's the equalizer. However, the C4 will now get planted. Has to go on a retake, but it's going to be a longer retake of all things, as all of the players will have to start running from A.
Going to take a while to get here. BaiSha on the retake for the map. Taking a clean dub if they can get this. But not a lot of time going to be left on that C4, so really got to pick up the pace here and just go barreling on in while blind. Never going to be the move. It's all down to YDSS. Big round in the previous, looking to do it once again, but I just don't think there's enough time. He's going to have to try and hold or something like that. He's got no idea where this last player is at either. And indeed, they both go down to the bomb, so kind of anticlimactic way for it to stay alive, but it will indeed stay alive a little longer for EP.
Evolution Power had a clean execution, but the post plant was a little bit rough, I would say. Had to come down to the wire. Even though they were able to pick up the round, it just feels to me that BaiSha may just close this map out. Evolution Power will have to go back to the drawing board before getting into the second map. Because right now, it's all BaiSha to me right now.
Yeah, well, 100%. Really, really good look for them. Still a bit more work going to be required, of course, and there's always a chance, isn't there, of the gap closing. Never over. Game like CROSSFIRE, so we'll see.
YDSS, thinking about going funky. He's going to be posted pretty deep out towards the B-long area. Luckily for him, he hasn't been spotted, so he does use his position to strengthen the defense, see if he can catch any people running through the smoke, as the rest of Evolution Power is actually going to guide themselves towards the B area, and YDSS is going to book it towards the bomb site. Smart move, I would say, Scriv.
Yeah, looking to really move in here. 4 players on B, though, or close to it at the very least, so it is going to be difficult to break in, as always. Lie on that sniper as well, going to open up. There is a quick trade in. YDSS just pre-firing, trying to hold, but YZK plays it well. Eliminating 2 on the pistol. Might just have locked it in for EP if they play their cards right. Another clutch situation going to be required from BaiSha to get this one over the line. He's just not ready for that blank coming in. So again, these are kind of consolation rounds, building your confidence going into the next map, but still not getting excited about that overtime just yet.
So Evolution Power does pick up one more round, but it just might be a round too late if you think about it, as BaiSha has made it to the map point. Just need one more round. Look at that replay, though. YZK with the secondary just being able to gun down 2 players, like 10 HP?
Yeah.
You don't see that often in CROSSFIRE, and he just makes it look so easy. 9-5 as we proceed into round number 15. Evolution Power. What are they opting out to do here? Has control of outside A, has sent 2 players towards Catwalk, but BaiSha is going to be playing quite default, so all of those information doesn't really matter. 577 and 9, the reliable rifling squad of BaiSha is going to be on the response to hold the bomb site.
I like the spot here from 577. Actually going to pull away. Look for a different avenue, not feeling too good about the A bomb site. They indeed have been finding success in preferring the B site. But again, it remains well defended, and I feel like Lai is in a very, very good spot here to just, put a stop to them initially. Gets one, drops back. Now they have to commit in, it feels like. Pretty deep towards B, not looking good. As it will be the global risk holding the line at the moment. The bomb has hit the deck. They'll try and join up these remaining 2 players, but this feels like a done deal unless we can have one of these heroes. XQQ, a great day yesterday. Unfortunately, not hit that same kind of mark. And he will lose his teammate, looking to stay alive as best he possibly can. They know where he's at. Give him the room. Give him the respect. And Zhao will take it down. Final kill comes round. Final round for BaiSha. And a relatively clean pickup there, especially on the home ground turf for the Chinese region of Ankara. But some of those rounds, man, looked incredibly one-sided.
And to erupt the salt into the wound as well, Xiao with a huge collateral and a 3rd kill of his own onto the last player alive of Evolution Power. wraps it up very clean. And all of a sudden, are we looking at a BaiSha 2-0 here, Scrift? Because that was a very dominant performance, taking down their Chinese brethren.
Yeah, I think so. A really, really clean showing. And maybe an omen of what is to come for them in the tournament. You know, this is going to be one of the bigger tests, just to slay a bit of a demon, and then you have to face off predictably against some of the Brazilian teams in particular, maybe a West League team, maybe a Philippines team in there as well. But it is the Chinese teams that are always going to be scary and always have the capability. I think we've seen Q9, who maybe look shaky coming into the tournament, just absolutely trounced Team Liquid. So yeah, I think a very, very interesting showing on this map, but ultimately BaiSha, as I said, in form. And for a while there, it just felt like it was going to be a super one-sided affair. Takes a bit of effort to close it out, but I think especially once they hit 9, they weren't really worried about finishing the game.
Absolutely, and looks like the rebuilding BaiSha had to take last year comes out to a very huge success. Even the CFPL as well. And now at EWC, just comes to show how strong the squad is. Evolution Power did perform really well yesterday, but now that they're facing BaiSha, I am not sure what is going on here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they've gone completely missing, but certainly a little more to be desired out of EP. BaiSha, though, rightfully winning out that first map.
BaiSha Gaming looking fantastic after that win in map number 1, and it was extremely dominant for a very long time, and then finally Evolution Power showed up and we're like, hey, we're here to play. Well, it was a little bit too late for them, and BaiSha, you know, they get the Ankara picked into them. They're like, yeah, this is very comfortable for us. I feel like it's a map that all gamers and Evolution Power definitely do heavily favor, so I understand why it was selected, but at the same time, you're not going to get any big advantages, I would say, picking that into BaiSha. So doesn't quite work out for them, and now we're going to be heading on to Subbase for map 2, which at this point, it's kind of hard to say that Evolution Power are going to have a big comeback, but at least they get a little break here. And hopefully they can turn this around. Yeah,
it's quick into the next map for sure. I think a situation like that, we'd call it a cosmetic comeback. You know, that it looks good and it gives you some of those intangibles we like talking about, the confidence, momentum, etc. But at the end of the day, you have still lost the map. And we can talk about that as pundits and analysts and whatnot, but players are often looking at it like, right, did we win? Yes or no. It doesn't matter if it was super close. It doesn't matter if it was super dominant even. They generally just look for the wins. And if they're not able to get that, especially on a map that they've picked, I think it can affect them pretty negatively. So slightly worried for EP now, especially if that, you know, BaiSha monster that we saw in the first half in particular comes out again.
You're saying you're slightly worried about EP. To me, it feels like that Evolution Power has to be really worried now because BaiSha Gaming and Subbase, there's a history that I cast at one time in 2022 Grand Finals that happened in Jeju against All Gamers. That was supposed to be All Gamers map pick. BaiSha took it away and closed out the finals. So now we get to see this map getting played again by BaiSha. Don't know what's going to really happen here.
Yeah, I mean, the history is there for BaiSha on this map. I think there's a good reason why they select this one, and that's why my prediction will be that BaiSha will be taking the 2-0. I mean, that shouldn't be a big surprise. They kind of just crushed them on that first map, and it's Subbase. It's BaiSha's home turf now. So what do you feel like EP, if anything, have to do better to take down BaiSha? Because it kind of felt like a lot of the focus was, okay, BaiSha are just playing really well. They're steamrolling them. They're running at them, playing very aggressively, winning all the firefights. Is there anything that EP can do better to turn this around?
Yeah, well, I think just getting a grasp of the game in the early rounds, that's where it felt like it was the most competitive. That's where they lost out these situations, these clutches, the 5-on-3 that was in there. So I think just making sure that they don't allow those sort of silly mistakes to come in and catching themselves early. We'd hope that a team of this caliber would be able to now turn things around, or even within the map, but it felt like they maybe just checked out a little because they were frustrated with themselves. So I think just getting a firm look in the first few rounds and making sure, right, we've got a winnable situation, confirm it, don't take any chances.
And just to add on to that, the kill spread on Evolution Power was all not too different, so everyone is kind of contributing a bit to the team, but those small mistakes, say, you have mentioned, is costing them the rounds. So let's see if this break was enough for EP to, you know, get some fresh air and get refreshed up and perform out.
I would say that Evolution Power Gaming are a team that, you know, pound for pound, hand for hand, they can match BaiSha. Like, they do have that ability. I think, unfortunately, we just didn't see it there in that first map. And if they play to their full potential, then I think we're going to get that really close back and forth, crazy map that we were really hoping and expecting between this one, or between these two teams, I should say. Unfortunately, that hasn't really happened just yet. Hopefully Minnow and the squad can get everybody really hyped up. You see that on the side of BaiSha as well. They're going to do their own chants, but yeah. Gotta favor BaiSha, but who knows? Maybe they can turn it around. We've seen some crazy turnarounds so far already in this tournament in best of threes, where you start off with a crushing defeat, but then they come back to win and take a 2-1 victory in a reverse sweep. So we'll see if Evolution Power can get that done here as we're moving on to map 2. Subbase, take it away, casters.
Yes, indeed. Looking forward to this one for sure. And a lot of unanswered questions immediately coming in for EPG. Hoping for some more competition, some more wackiness. It just seemed like it really died off. The flame never really got going.
At least for Evolution Power Gaming. They
exactly.
Start on the blacklist side, so a little bit more favor in terms of stats, and they can somewhat choose on which tempo the game should be played upon. BaiSha, though, pretty quick on their feet. It's going to send off an early rotation as well, as Evolution Power is going to be lining up some execution smokes and still burning the clock down. There's still plenty, minute 40, but hasn't given us any hints where they want to direct the attack in towards.
Yeah, starting off pretty quiet, isn't it? I think there's some nerves, some tension in these early rounds, as that is, for me, where the game was won and lost, was maybe the first 6 or 7 rounds. So EP making sure not to fall to the same sorts of issues. Minute left, though. They start to make a move in. Lai trained. Finds his first. He's left pretty blind. They will try and take him. He survives a little longer than I was expecting, and maybe that's drawn them in enough. 577 here on the M14, looking super strong. Loses his head eventually, just in time for the rotational trades. However, YZK looking to clutch up. That's the first round for EPG. A nice idea, but again, the individuals from BaiSha just looking so very sharp here this afternoon.
YZK, what a double kill. Has the chance to recover the C4. Does look at the right way. Not going to plant just yet. Has half a minute to work with, but YDSS swings in the right time and gets the kill done and saves the round for his own team. But that round, YZK showing what he's capable of, just was so close to the clutch there, Scriv.
Yeah, once again, pip to the post. It seems to be all too common for EPG today. Maybe those CROSSFIRE gods not shining down upon them, a little unlucky in places. A lot of kills coming in for them this round, though. Blink and you'll miss it, to be honest. Zao will be left in the 1 versus 5 all of a sudden.
But then again, if anyone is put up to the clutch for the squad of BaiSha, it's going to be this guy. Shout. And 1v5. That's not impossible. As you can see, Evolution Power, they know they have killed 4 players, but they're going to be moving very slow. They're giving the respect. They're paying the respect to the last member alive of BaiSha. XQQ may just have an angle if Xiao wants to swing out. Oh, he pulls it back. The C4 goes on to the bomb site. Xiao is getting now boxed in. On top of heaven is going to be XQQ. Xiao gets spotted out. Quick scope. And Evolution Power is going to be able to finding the tying round up on the board.
Yeah, pretty big that they do so, and you know, comes in a nice way, as we say. Super aggressive, just getting in the face and not giving any space across, which is good to see. They've just lost a pretty tough round. Nearly the clutch, but not quite. 1-for-1 hit to kick this off. It does seem like EP are wanting to play things a bit faster in the following round. So far, so good as they look to take control of B. However, down to the 3-on-3. A big find from Zhao there on the wall bank.
Machine Room was contested for a bit. However, Evolution Power will retreat back and send YH down towards the Nook. YDSS is there to respond. However, just not being able to find the headshots that he needs. Here's the pop flashes over the top, and Xiao from heaven, though, just continues to put bullets and lead into the faces of Evolution Power. 2 kills already, leaving YZK all alone. Already down to half HP. Not much he can do in the position, and Xiao will just continue to add the kill mark to his weapon.
So very loud once again. I think BaiSha really, really getting vocal, very, very confident in those 1 rounds. Looking good, looking very, very good. Just after the consistency, I think, to keep EP at arm's length. So still not over just yet. Oh, okay. The double swing coming in from EPG. Again, able to work together super, super effectively. A keen find, but it's these snipers at the back end of the site that have been giving them real trouble on the A side of things.
Critical timing mistake on BaiSha. We'll have to lose 2 players, and Evolution Power will instantly rotate the players up. But look at this guy. No one else but Xiao just continues to find the kills, looking for the second, misses it, but gets it somehow. YZK at risk, does spray YDSG down, but Xiao just so reliable. 6 kills already in 3 rounds in. Lai will take down Zay and leaves YZK all alone. What is going on with Evolution Power right now?
It's a good question. If I knew the answer to that, maybe I'd be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire rather than here. All the same. YZK taking it slowly, does have a lot of time. I think that's his one advantage in this 2-on-1. Slow creep in. He could get some decent timing here as Zhao trying to reposition, doesn't spot him. Big find from YZK, and there is the mistake, the unforced error that he was waiting for. Oh, and gonna go and play inside his own smoke here. Certainly an unexpected move, but it pays off. Beautifully done by YZK.
Such a smart play. Pop the smoke out towards the mid connector. As Xiao, before going down, was looking towards Machine Room. So YZK knew, okay, there's no global risk down that area. Gotta be A. And used the smoke to dissipate his angles and got the kill. But that replay from Xiao, the quick scopes, got the second kill as well. The sniper very ready to clutch his team up. This is gonna be comfortably sitting at 2 KD. Tied now at 2-2. Evolution Power is going to once again test the patience of BaiSha.
Yeah, there's a lot here to bear in mind, I think. Trying to split these 2 teams down the middle remains difficult on this map. The talk in between, the experience from the EPG players is going to be incredibly valuable. We're better than this, I'm sure they will say, and so far proving it. Subbase definitely looks more comfortable, but it is still very, very early doors. And, you know, the beginning of Ankara was also pretty close for my money in some very close rounds. Just this time around, EPG are converting a few of theirs.
Gonna be a minute left onto the clock, and Util's now really getting burned on the side of BaiSha. Evolution Power. They will really have to choose where they want to go to. XQQ holding outside of Machine Room. Can he spot N9 hiding behind the boxes, or a lucky wallbang even? Might just do the dirty work. Until now, 3 players rotating in towards middle, and this is going to be greeted by N9, but he does get traded out. Xiao gets a quick double kill, looking for the third, does hit the shot.
Oh, imagine. Imagine. Down to the 2-on-2 though, only 30 seconds and the bomb has hit the deck, so really not a done deal just yet. Some odd positions as well from the global risk players. XQQ watching for this flank to come in, gets the catch at the back end of the site, a really big kill to leave it in the 1-on-2, but XQQ, again, he does so well in the crunch, in the post. A massive fine for EPG.
Lifting the heavy weight for his team, XQQ is going to be able to close the round out, and first in this series, Evolution Power leading out by a round. It's going to be 3-2. Sure, it's still early on, but that just might give enough life back to the spirits of Evolution Power players. And now, BaiSha has given up the control towards Machine Room, so Evolution Power was able to enjoy the free information. Whilst all that, gonna be a yet another very slow-paced round coming out until somebody pulls the trigger to give it a go sign, whether it be on the Global Risk, whether it be on the Blacklist. Subbase is one of those maps where Global Risk could really take the fight to the faces of Blacklist, especially one of those pushes out towards Machine Room, out towards Double Doors even. I've seen that happen from time to time.
We'll see if there's a change-up. I feel like if they drop this round, we might see a timeout coming in.
Most likely.
Just to really try and stay hot on the heels. A pretty tense round here. Is not an awful lot going down for the first minute. Slow build-up, slow wind-up here towards B. So look to move in through this tight choke point. It is risky, to say the least. Zhao is there and ready to pre-fire in. Oh, he takes a repeat. It lands the tag, but no kill for him just yet. Trying to bait them in a little bit. YDSS does well, actually, to keep it going, but the trades are, of course, there. They've just bought so much time for these rotations. 3-on-2 with a very low XQQ as well. Minnow in the thick of it. Finds a key kill. Just got to be careful not to let this get out of hand. The one thing we can see is the bomb is actually very far away from the site, so gonna need a bit more to get that bomb in, and unfortunately it's just not gonna happen by the looks of things here. XQQ left to clutch up. Would be a huge, huge clutch if he can find it.
I mean, has done it last round, but with 6 HP, things are looking pretty dim here. Has an angle for Lai, but he only has 19 seconds to play with. Timer is slim. He gets the first one. Needs to find the second kill, and looks like XQQ has a pretty good idea, and he does hit it! What the hell was that? The clutch 1v2. Some way, somehow. I don't believe this, Scrib.
Yeah,
I
insane,
actually don't.
Insane. I don't know how he ever gets away with that, but he does, and he just seems to be the player at this tournament so far that has the divine intervention on his side. Really impressive, really, really impressive, and BaiSha going to be kicking themselves. Now getting a taste of their own medicine, right? They were finding rounds to a similar caliber as that on Ankara, but now they're the ones that are getting clutched on, as it were. Timeout coming in. I feel like this was already called. Getting a bit hectic on the BaiSha side of things, so they just look to keep it together, not let it get out of hand.
Definitely not. And Subbase, in theory, just need about 3-4 rounds on the Global Risk side, and once you switch sides, that's when you really start kicking in the gas on the Blacklist, and that's what exactly Evolution Power is doing right now. So if you do flip the coin, it also means that Evolution Power needs to find at least 5-6 rounds on this first half, because otherwise, if they don't, when they flip the sides, when they flip the coin, BaiSha is going to come back to bite.
Yeah, and I feel like that's BaiSha as well, what they're sort of looking for. This, I feel pretty confident that it's their timeout. Of course, both teams getting to use it, but in terms of who called it. And I think that that's to give them that extra round or two to work with, just to give some breathing room, get off to a strong start on the Blacklist half. But indeed, as you feel the gap grows, it is now in the danger territory of maybe snowballing into a disaster.
Let's see what is going to happen, though. 4-2. Evolution Power might just take the tempo a little bit faster here. Yeah, throw some over smokes and see where that lands. Going to be closing the angle on Double Doors. Pop flashes as well. That's going to be sending YH pretty deep. with Mino helping out on the double doors. Gonna be lurking for a bit. The C4 is going to fall back, so they're going to take it towards A, it seems to be. Bunch of utils being flying across the map right now for both of these teams, but no major damage being inflicted, and Evolution Power is going to take the attack towards the A bomb site. The C4 is going to be joined as well. A being helped by only 2 players. Let's see how this one goes.
Light, nice find from him, looking for a little more. He will actually go down quite quickly, but it's N9 who is in the perfect spot to capitalize as they fly around the corner, not checking their angles cleanly enough. Got to be careful here, though. XQQ's found one on the backside with the pistol, and YZK gets a keen trade. Maybe take the 2 kills and drop off the angle. It's easier said than done, of course, but suddenly the round is back on.
Down to a 2v2, somehow finding the equalizer reset. The C4 was recovered by YZK. It's about 40 seconds remain, and they do have enough time to make a rotation if they do have a failed attack towards Machine Room. But XQQ has to start inch closer in towards the B bomb site as Xiao, nobody else but this guy, is holding on to the angle. Not gonna miss, gets the first kill, takes the secondary, and that's gonna be a hat off. And BaiSha is going to recoup 1 round back, just like that.
Just like that, indeed. Just like that, indeed. Really good find from them, and definitely one that they needed to convert. It was in a position where it was an absolute win, and it got too close for comfort. But yeah, just this setup here, of course, as you see on the replay, working really effectively. But that's a 3-for-1 kill situation that nearly comes too close. So yeah, just something to keep your eye on. The super clean, super effective BaiSha of Ankara. Maybe missing a bit here on the sub-base. And 9. Got to be careful himself as they are on the hunt for that first kill.
On the hunt, for sure, like a hunter. Running through the jungle to find his prey. So it's going to be YZK just hopping casually through the map to find the opening frag. And this time around, Evolution Power is going to just glide through middle. It seems to be YH goes in. How does he get the kill? 577 goes down. And YTS has nothing to do about that. Heaven is now taken and lie on the deep side of the bomb site. Has to get these kills. Mino being sprayed. Somehow finds the head. And XQQ as well is going to take down N9. All of a sudden, down to the ends of Xiao once again on 1v5. YZK though is going to find a cheeky team kill. Doesn't matter. Zay's going to finish it off, and Evolution Power is going to find yet another round.
Yeah, EPG doing a really good job of, I think, keeping them under wraps, under the cosh, making sure that they do not have the same sort of confidence on this map. That is for damn sure. Slow moving here, of course, from EP, but pretty damn effective. They're grouping well. The individual's a bit more alive on this map, it feels like. Got Zhao looking very, very good. The rest of the team for BaiSha maybe leaves us wanting. And Zhao, as if by magic, chimes in to open up this particular round. He also spots an awful lot on the other side here, so just going to look to keep them at bay. I think they'll do just that. A lot of utility expended, though.
He's got a lot to respond to, and 9 comes into support. It's going to be YDSS to find the frag bound to XQQ. 577 gets straight out quickly, down to a 2v4. Zay and Mino has to do it all. Mino does find the 1 kill that was desperately needed, but look at Lai swinging from the backside, gets those kills. And what a flank that BaiSha is putting out.
Solid round once again, but it comes down to, you know, the sort of mathematical pick-based crossfire as they will work off of the early exchange, try and bait them in. BaiSha now on the swap across. Is it going to be enough for them? I suppose they are not that far behind. You could say a decent half for them. Certainly not dominating in the same way, but does the map hand itself to that kind of storyline? Perhaps not. Now things swap up. We might have a very different finish.
It's going to be BaiSha on the blacklist side, you said. And we've seen, even just last map, how sharp and how accurate BaiSha could be on their attacking angle. The setups are out. It's going to be A. 577 leading the charge. YZK, critical miss. Doesn't matter. YH is there to help him out. But N9 has already made it to the side. And with the pistol out, it's going to get the first opener for his team. YH has already stepped down. Got the kill. Looking for the second. Has to juggle. Xiao spotted out. But bunch of damage has been done. Down to the ends of YDSS. Gets one. Looking for the second. Mina goes down. That was so close. But down to about half HP. XQQ with the pistol out. Whips the final bullet. That buys enough room for YDSS to reload. But doesn't matter. XQQ gets the kill and get the round.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. I mean, again, another chaotic one. It looked good for BaiSha initially. They just could not deal with YH in particular moving through. Super, super aggressive. And again, the excitement continues here. EP with a big round, I think. They did not want things to even up, and they win an unlikely round. Always going to be a big deal in this matchup.
It had to be nobody else but XQQ. I think this is the third time he's been clutching up.
I think so, yeah. And certainly after yesterday, he's got to be involved in a lot of those unlikely rounds, I guess. 2vx, 1vx. Yeah, really, really good in those situations.
Well, after all that hassle, it's going to be 6-4 on the scoreline. Still, BaiSha keeping Evolution Power at arm's length, we say. A very doable comeback, or not even the comeback, it's just tying it back up, we say. It'll be yet another slow-paced round. Some pot shots being thrown out. There was that one moment back in history where I think it was on the Blacklist side, shooting into the corridors towards Global Risk. Call that for 2 people and tagging a 3rd player. So sometimes the luck does work on your end.
577 in a good spot. Oh, they're going to try and draw out the sniper. Doesn't quite work out, but maybe the space that they've gained is going to be enough here. What a flick from Zhao. Oh my goodness, it falls apart. It looked good. They found the first kill, you know, they'd survived the onslaught, but no. A lovely little bait and switch kind of move coming around from BaiSha. They respond immediately.
And now just really 1 round away from tying it back up. Well, let's see. This is going to be the key round, round number 12. Machine Room taken once again by BaiSha. XQQ, through the smoke's going to be looking at it, but let's take a look at this replay. Shout, quick scopes the first, looks for the second, but the pistol out, and that's another head taken out. This guy, not only good on the sniper, but also very reliable on the pistol as well.
Indeed. Big round, really, really big round on the cards here as EP need to hold on to their lead and not allow BaiSha to pick up that scary momentum you talked about for the Blacklist. Oh, this smoke starting to dissipate a little. XQQ ready and waiting to see an elbow, and there it is. Big find from him. Patience pays off. Could be a difference maker.
Down a player, BaiSha will have to start leading in. XQQ is so good. 3rd kill for him. Looking for the 4th through the smoke. Unlucky this time. But the wound has been already inflicted to the side of BaiSha. Down 3 players. They will have to make anything happen. That's 577 trying to poke and prod down towards the Nook, but has to fall back. Took some damage. Lia's going to be up on vents. 577 has sold the fake to buy the space, buy the room for the light to drop down and get the kills. Doesn't matter as Zay will do the job by himself, and Lia left all alone. Goes down, gets the first kill. Mino left the room. Doesn't matter. Comes back to clean it up. And Jada is back. And that's going to be yet another round.
Yeah, man, they just cannot crack this nut, can they, BaiSha? They come close, they win a big round, and then they just start a couple behind. So, scary prospects if they do start picking up momentum. At the moment, however, not looking as likely. The game that we were hoping for has now arrived. Crazy round from XQQ again. You know, he's putting the team in the backpack in a lot of these rounds. Chaotic one to kick off here. Zhao also, showing how it's done. A big find. XQQ on the pistol. Playing so very well at the moment. Fast movement here towards the vent. at least for YDSS. There's a cut-off potential as YH is looking to get the drop, and he will indeed find it. It's all going to be on YDSS. Somewhat know what's up. It's a trade of information for the life of XQQ. But it looks good here, doesn't it, to just keep him locked out. A lot of time to work with is his one caveat. He's got to recover that bomb, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask. He's going to be finding himself above the Nook. Is going to be closing in angles towards the C4. Doesn't matter. YH springs out in the right time. Gets the kill. And another round. BaiSha, as you can see, the frustration really kicking in now.
Yeah, somewhat. Definitely Evolution Power not quite as loud, but still getting vocal and still feeling good about these rounds.
I mean, 8-5 still within arm's length. And
yeah,
Evolution
it is.
Power now taking the fight to the face of BaiSha. Contests Machine Room. And YDSS goes down in the process. The rest of BaiSha is going to be full, sending it down towards A. It looks like XQQ has been hitting some clean shots, but can he do it again? He does get the first one. Waiziki from heaven gets the second kill. All of a sudden, BaiSha mightily struggling to even hold onto their dear lives.
Yeah, not looking good here. XQQ keeps the kills coming as well. And man, it might just be a flawless round here. It is the nade to finish it off. Man alive, map point being hit, and BaiSha have just completely dropped off a cliff, maybe expecting things to change into the second half. They did briefly, but it has not lasted here. So I think as predicted, as you would assume in a matchup like this, it would appear that we are looking down the barrel of a third. 4 in a row going to be required from the Blacklist side.
There's still a chance for BaiSha to get some rounds back, but needless to say, this is their last chance on this map, so we'll have to work wonders if they want to claw some rounds back. So, fast hitting B didn't work. Fast hitting A didn't work. I think the rounds that they have won on the Blacklist side has been more so of a split form.
Yeah.
So I think it's just probably better for them to just go for another split once again, whether it be B, whether it be A, it doesn't matter. You know, draw some attention out from the players holding it down. Try to sell some fakes, try to bait out a rotation, and try to capitalize on top of those pieces of information that are left on the ground. This is going to be yet another mid push, and somehow BaiSha just able to just slide in through the gap of the smoke. This could be critical for EP.
Yes, it absolutely could. I think they're going to get blindsided by this. Even as the nades come in, XQQ is pretty trained in on that main position, and they ain't coming from there, buddy. So downhill go, and now it's a very strange game state to try and deal with, as they've lost an awful lot of their rotational control. Have the global risk players. Little 1-for-1. Zhao on the backside just get taken down, so you start to panic a bit, and the kills are just going the way of EP. 577 left in a clutch situation somehow, and he's going to lose it out. Goodness me, I mean, EPG just not putting a foot wrong for pretty much the entirety of their global risk half.
Such a clean retake. Absolutely clean retake. And Evolution Power is going to be able to close the second map out in their favor, tying us to a 1-1, taking us to a third map.
Looking good. Very impressed by the bounce back from EPG. I think that there's a lot to appreciate from them, and BaiSha as well, showing another side of themselves, that they are indeed human. Some of those rounds on Ankara were incredibly dominant, but they were locked out. Cannot reiterate enough. Subbase, Blacklist side not going well for them at all, and now we again have to look to this team and ask them if they can bounce back and keep it together. The loudness, the vocality that we saw on map number 1 just completely out of the window. Very up and down kind of series thus far, as indeed would be expected, I think, from these two teams. But yeah, it's a real marathon game here, as BaiSha leaving a lot to be desired, which I didn't think was going to be the case. I thought maybe if EP take this today with the form that we've seen from BaiSha, it would be a close battle, but just not the case here on Subbase.
just fighting tooth and nail is going to be Evolution Power, and somehow they were able to get some map scores back. And I feel like the rest of Evolution Power, besides XQQ, has put out some really good numbers as well, lifting the weight as a team. And now that leaves me this question of, now that Evolution Power is activated, can BaiSha close the series out 2-1, or will they go down? Because that was that one question that I thought I was never going to ask.
It's very difficult to say, I think. Both teams have shown us kind of the weaknesses of them, and just the fact that sometimes they can get stuck in their ways. And, you know, where was like a basic execute on that Blacklist side from BaiSha? A lot of questions, a lot of things that I'm sure if they go back and watch it, they will be disappointed in themselves, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely felt like BaiSha Gaming got a little bit caught up in the, I don't know, the yelling match. There was a little bit of back and forth. Certainly the first half was a lot more even here on Subbase, so maybe that kind of caught them off guard, and eventually they lost a little bit of confidence, and EP were not missing a beat. Like, it was very even. They had the advantage from the Blacklist side, but then when they moved over to GR, it was just lights out there. So you could say that BaiSha were underperforming. Sure, like, they didn't have the best half there from the Blacklist side, but as you guys have highlighted already, like, the Evolution Power squad just shut it down entirely. Everybody was pulling their weight. This is like the very typical Evolution Power Gaming way, where it's like everybody's pulling their weight, everybody's doing enough, and it's not just one person that's carrying. Whereas on the opposite side, sometimes they need to rely on Xiao to hit these like ridiculous flicks and do like a backflip and shoot two people at the same time or something like that. Whereas on the side of EP, it was just a team game.
Yeah, I feel like BaiSha is going to come down to that Blacklist half for them. They just didn't set the half. They didn't set the rounds. They weren't like, right, we've got an execute that we can pull on you. We can play a bit faster as well. And they just, I think, allowed the rounds to unfold and maybe got a bit overconfident. You know, you mentioned the fact that Blacklist side is generally stronger. Maybe they just rest on that and they're like, it should be enough. We played brilliantly previous game. So there's a bit of this kind of catching yourself that has to happen that both of these teams have now fallen flat to, actually.
And now for BaiSha, there's a bit of a homework left to do in this downtime right now. Like you've mentioned, the macro just not being there. The micro is there for certain players. Xiao, of course, doing the backflips like Valdez, you said, doing backflips, killing two players. 577 has to just swing in, get a double kill, triple kill. N9 as well, of course, doing some dirty work himself. But the team macro is not there, especially looking at the side of Blacklist, how things unfolded on Subbase. They try to aggress the bomb site as a whole, as a team, but the problem is Evolution Power is waiting with open arms. They are not able to drive any player out by selling fakes, you know, set some utils. It's not there. BaiSha is just dry peeking into the players, and that's not going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, there was stuff to be said about that, and also I said earlier, like, it was a team game, but there were also moments where guys on the side of Evolution Power were clutching as well. Like, I forget exactly who it was, but it was like a 1v2 on the bomb site, and they just had to, XQQ just had to, like, basically clutch it out by himself, 1v2, and do an incredible job. And when it was called upon them to do that, they were able to do that. So it does feel like Evolution Power may be a little bit of a wake-up call for them after Map 1, where they were like, okay, we really got to step up our game now, and they just looked so much better in Map 2. Yeah,
showing that they are capable of that, I think, right? They lost pretty much every 50-50 on Ankara, and I think maybe not quite as strong for them in that sense here on Subbase, but they won a lot more of them. They were able to capitalize and again just get that ball rolling a bit better. But it does worry me. I think that, you know, we still saw the odd round, a bit of competition on Ankara from them to just keep both sides up, whereas the GR side of things was really, really strong. There was just nothing for BaiSha on their BL side. So I kind of worry slightly for that they're going to get in their own heads about it.
So Valdez, now that you have seen both matches, both maps being played out by these two teams in the green room, what do you think is going to happen on Compound? Like, what's your get-go for these two teams now that you've seen how they play?
I just feel like right now it's like both teams are on an even playing field. Like, it came a little bit late and it came a little bit slow for EP, and maybe like BaiSha took a small step down, but I believe that now they're going to hit a similar level. You could say that BaiSha is Compound's map, or well, Compound is BaiSha's map rather, which is very true. Like, this is what they're really famous for. This has been their map for a very long time, like years, where even the Chinese teams wouldn't pick it against them. But it was left up, and I think over the years, BaiSha has shown a lot of it to the point where, you know, other teams such as EP are okay to let it through. I think it's going to be really close, but I would have to give a very slight edge to BaiSha just because it's compound.
Yeah, I feel like we have to be in agreement there, and as well, just the domination that they were able to show on map number 1. They have the capability and just locking out an awful lot of rounds and tapping into some of that X factor that we like to see from these Chinese teams in particular. So hopefully, for their sake, there will be another resurgence from them.
I kind of like how the chances of BaiSha just closing this one out went from like 100% to about, let's say, 55%. So
yeah, there's still
even playing field.
You have to go one way. Ultimately, I'd maybe like to say either team could win it, but that's maybe not why we're here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking good.
Well, guys, I'll leave you to it. We got map number 3, Compound here for BaiSha versus Evolution Power Gaming.
Yes, excited to get into this final map here, and I think whichever way you cut it, whichever way we got here, yes, maybe not the super competitive maps that we were hoping for on map 1 and 2, we still get a 3-mapper, which is what we wanted.
That's exactly what we wanted. I mean, would have been better if it was New Mexico or Eagle Eye 2.0.
You really want to see this New Mexico, man? I don't think it's happening. No one's confident enough to play it.
So here's my take on it. Since this round is going to be played out pretty slow, rather. New Mexico compared to the old Mexico. So if you want to go take B bomb site, the only path you could go through was down through underpass through water and turn right to the bomb site, or just run through middle from A. But in New Mexico, another route has been added where you have to shoot to break open a door, and it gives you a long detour towards the B bomb site. So it spiced up the angle of attack in a sense. So I've seen players play it on stream and all that, but
I think they kind of test it out.
Played on official tournaments.
Right, and just a few like league games where perhaps the game doesn't quite matter towards the end of the season, that sort of thing. But seems like kind of a gentleman's agreement thus far at EWC that maybe we don't pick into it, guys. It's going to be an absolute mess if we do.
My guess is that until the BO5s happen, we won't have a chance to see the New Mexico coming into the mix here. But yeah, after 2 minutes of testing the water, here comes the go sign down towards the A bomb site through servers. YZK quick to take a kill each. YZK looking for a second, does get it, but eventually he's traded out. The C4 will be planted. Here comes the retake. Pretty quick is going to be YH, but he does get the kill somehow onto YDSS. And now Shao put to the test here. Can't respond. Mino quickly gets the kill. And that's going to be Evolution Power taking the round.
Locking them out once again. I mean, a very good sign for me is the global risk start for EPG. They, of course, look very, very good on Subbase on this defensive side, and I think that they get to start here again. Just even, yes, map dependent, whatever it may be, but seems the communication is really solid. The rotational game they're quite confident with when they want to pull off aggression as well. It's pretty coordinated. So there's an awful lot of work and preparation, I think, that's gone into this defensive side for EP.
I mean, BaiSha, they made a very quick aggression onto the bomb site, but was eventually halted pretty quickly as well. Nice response from Evolution Power to defend the bomb site. And now moving into round number 2, after dropping the previous one. This is going to be BaiSha outside towards middle. The C4 being held by YDSS. Has some utils to work with. I would expect smoking out both left and right side of middle and see if they can take the C4 towards the spawn area of global risk and take it from there. Usually is the tactics the teams would go for. And here it is, the pop flash over towards spawn. 577 is, of course, going to be leading the charge in towards B. That looks like XQQ has to hold it down. Down to the hands of YH, also going down. 2v3, YZK with the pistol out. Gets in there, gets the kill on Mino. Spots Shao, the last player alive for the side of BaiSha. Already down to 36 HP. Getting flanked now by Zay. The tag won't do it. That's going to be EP leading out now, 2-0.
Yeah, looking very, very good fantastic start for them. As you know, we touched on the desk, two teams that are very difficult to split at the best of times, and maybe leaning the way of BaiSha just because they have that history, the recent history even behind them. Generally coming out on top of this matchup this year, but all the same, APG always going to be capable and looking very, very good, as you see there on the replays. 577 looking to lead the charge. It's a pretty quick move coming in for the side of BaiSha, maybe looking to catch a few players off. Very, 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 very scary move here. Of course, Zay up above will go unchecked. The unlikely angle. Can he get another? No, he can't. He's traded as he tries to bite off a bit too much. YZK at the back end of this A bomb site then also spammed down. Looking good for BaiSha, and they just got cheeky with it. A lot of aggression, finds a lot of success.
Down to the ends of Mino. One captain of the team, the C4 has been planted, and he has to guide himself through the connector, but YDSS is on the flank, gets the backside, and lands the right amount of bullets, and that will be the round being picked up by BaiSha. Much needed. Well, let's see if they can continue on with the trend. Although they did fail on the fast mid aggression towards B a couple rounds ago, is going to hit it this time towards A and gets the job done. And this is a replay of you talking about Zay just not getting caught.
Yeah,
seeing the second kill too.
It's tough. There's a call to be made there. Do you go in for more? Do you drop back? I think in hindsight, he certainly should have just taken that first kill and gotten away.
There's no like definite answer to that, right? Like it really just depends on the scenario.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Depends on which team you're facing against, right?
Mm-hmm. But it is one of those 50-50 decisions.
Right. That's a coin flip.
Yeah.
So all players should be advised to have a coin in front of you.
Yeah. Let the coin decide.
Let the coin decide.
That would be kind of a fun spin if you want to do that at a tournament in future. There you go. Just giving you an idea for your own CROSSFIRE tournament. Benches. I don't know.
Well, it's going to be Zay waiting. But speaking of probability, so if you do look at Hold'em tournaments, there are certain hands under certain boards that you play at a certain amount of percentage. So players will do flick a coin or run the dice up and, mix their plays up a bit.
Keep it interesting.
More or less. Minute
slow
left.
round here, yeah. Very, very slow indeed. BaiSha going for a quick move in the previous have ultimately changed things up once again, looking to split towards the A side of things. Decent damage onto YZK, but they will start charging forward. So he gets another before going down. It's more the lurking position of Zhao that has cut things off. He gets 1.5 kills ultimately there on the assist. So really making a big difference for BaiSha in this post plant.
It's going to be Mino on Heaven. Now about to be contested by YDSS and M9. Does have the support of XQQ, who's been clutching up, but now he's not there and gone. Mino, quick flick, gets one, takes a bunch of damage, goes down. And that would be the Blacklist side picking up one more round. And yet another tack pause, I think that's being called by Evolution Power.
Hard to tell. I feel like both teams could probably benefit from one for sure. Again, continuing on with the trend with the super early tack calls to just try and stay hot on the heels of your opponent. But yeah, really key round, I think, from EPG.
The thing is, from the past 2 rounds that BaiSha has won, what I feel like is that sure, Evolution Power is playing the right positions in the right time, has the right utils to hold on to it. They also send the rotations in the right timing as well. But BaiSha just has superior gunplay, at least for the last 2 rounds, to win it. So I don't know what this tack pause will, lead into for the switching up of tempo tactics.
Again, we talk about it. It's just sort of, I think, trying to catch the slip-ups, trying to catch the mental. These domestic derbies, and particularly in a game like CROSSFIRE, I think are really, really important. These are guys that you've got a rivalry with, and no, I don't like that guy. He said I was bad, or whatever. There's always going to be little bits in there.
There's always a storyline going on.
Yeah, that spur you forwards and give you the extra inspiration in a game like this. So just catching a bit of that it's like you don't get too caught up in your own head or in those particular rivalries, and just approach each round that's in front of you step by step, focus on the game. And that's where the sort of, in theory, more mature coaching voice behind you comes into play. So here we are.
Just had the glimpse of a coach of Evolution Power on the screen there, and I could really see the frustration. His players are not doing stuff wrong. Like, they're pulling the rotations in the right timing. They're holding the right spots, but why are you losing the rounds?
Yeah, I think a very, very high standard, though, isn't it, for these teams? So, you know, they're going to hold themselves in quite a high regard. Ooh. Easier said than done. 5-7-7. Moving in aggressively, leading this charge again. BaiSha just sort of playing the old what can we get away with type situation. A lot of contact moves here. In comes Minnow on his trusty AK. Will manage to drop the first. There's no one really around to trade. He's left a bit low, trying to get the pre-fire in. A flash for him to work with as well. Keeps the kills coming. Advantage swings in favor of GR. And they will keep it. Solid find there from YH. The bomb not dropped. Certainly could pull out, but numbers looking good for the defensive side.
Minor shouldn't have gotten away with the second kill there. And now Xiao tries to get the drop onto Zay. Fires, now spotted out. YZK is right in front of him too. The C4 rotating in from middle, has to support. Oh, there's the tip, and Xiao doesn't miss those. YZK just stepping little to the right too much. Just half a step away. It's going to cost him his life. Down to 2v3, a minute remaining. Xiao whiffs it down to the ends of light. Could possibly get the C4 planted. However, with no information whatsoever of the remainder of Evolution Power, is going to post for the plant. And here comes 3 players just running directly at him. Has to hit the shots, gets first. Zay is there to trade him out. Now it's going to be Evolution Power after the pause to take the round. It's going to be 3-2.
And always a big find. I think it's always going to be good for them from that emotional standpoint. Big pause, big round, and taking the lead here as well. Just remaining ever competitive, looking a hell of a lot better into map 2 and 3, actually. I think we witnessed the Ankara, meant to be a close one, meant to be a tough battle for these Chinese teams, and it was anything but. So maybe, as BaiSha perhaps have done, start to write Evolution Power off, but not going to be the case here moving forwards. They're now the ones directing the game in the series.
Look at the kill from Xiao, though. Just tip of the elbow there. So close yet so far. But it's going to be Evolution Power leading out now, 3-2. Yet another slow-paced round. Evolution Power not necessarily thinking about, taking control of mid, nade stacking it through the containers and all that. This time around, BaiSha, he might just take it to A long. Haven't seen that happen in a while. This round might just be the round for them to do so.
Oh, big flash. Still not biting, still not moving here. BaiSha finding it down, a lot more pressure. I think we've seen a big change up from them as the series has gone on. They were playing pretty fast to begin with. Get in there, ruin them with the headshots, but it's been anything but here on Compound. Really, really thought out.
And BaiSha now is going to be stepping towards the double pillars, towards the B bomb site, being held down by XQQ. The rotations are coming in. XQQ is good for 1. Pistols out. Looking for the second. Not going to happen. Oh, it's going to be Light dropping into the bomb site. Gets a double. Gets a triple. Looking for the 4th. Down 3 players. Going to be Evolution Power. The C4 is rotated in. YZK swings in, but he does get the kill with the pistol. 2v2 now. Tip of the head spotted, but YDS is not there to take the kill. Xiao gets 1. 1v1. C4 yet to be picked up. There it is. YZK swings out. The pistol play from these guys are absolutely cranked in.
Yeah, they do love it, man. They do love it. Another big find to come round. The, again, 50-50 moments going the way of EP. Super effective stuff. As they look to continue on with the domination here, the global risk getting A lot more rounds than I think they should absolutely be bargaining for here. XQQ especially, again, continues being this thorn in the side, always capable. Lai's big round is unfortunately thrown by the wayside.
I mean, after that 3K, I thought surely this round is going to be taken by BaiSha, and YZK just flips the table and ruins the meal.
Certainly one way of putting it, good sir. I think, yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
And BaiSha, with a bit of frustration, is going to be opting up for yet another mid taker.
Yeah.
Rather, just waiting and burning the clock, I guess.
Going for what's comfortable, going for what they know. Obviously, the thing in the previous round is they come very close. So why give it up? Why change up massively? You just need to connect one more shot, and the round is yours. So they're looking to try and repeat history, if not a bit more successfully. Nice find from 577 here on the main entries. YH, though, what the hell is he doing? In the smoke, finds two and makes the round look very doable, where that A site had surely fallen, if not for the Phantom in the smoke. Zhao trying to find a kill back, not going to happen. 577 nearly taken down with the nade. Oh, but creeps in to find the big two-piece, and BaiSha with a crazy round of their own.
577 only needed 3 HP to keep himself alive, and swings and a hit. Peeks back into window, gets the second kill, gets the round done. That's probably what BaiSha just needed to get some energy back. And now Evolution Power. What is their response? Now they know BaiSha loves to hit middle. Even still, EP not yet to place any of the players on the deep angle of middle, holding the corners. Even Brazilian teams, after those kind of rounds, would invest 2 players to set up a crossfire on the entering angles and middle.
Yeah, I mean, maybe giving them a lot of space and just trying to play the setups. A change up towards A that they will cut off one of the ways in. Unfortunately for them, it will be a B hit here, and a faster moving one as well, but Minno's angle goes unchecked. Beautifully set up once again. XQQ at the back end of the site, looking to keep them coming, and he will, but a big round from Minno. A legend of this team and game, but still showing that he's got it when it counts.
When he's most needed for his team, comes back on the roster and absolutely drives his team to the upper echelon. 5-3 now. BaiSha. They're going to be sniffing down towards middle on top of Hut. Takes a bunch of damage. Is going to be N9 is eventually going down as well. And here's Nate Stack. Not going to help out either. YZK just continues to put some damage into the players. YDS and Lai swings out, gets the kill. Lai with a double kill especially. Down to a 2v2. YZK has to hold the bomb site by himself. He gets straight out by 577. That's going to be down to the hands of XQQ. And 1v2. We've seen this one happen, didn't we, Scriv?
We have, yeah. We've seen this before. Do not avert your eyes. Oh, man. Shot through the smoke doesn't quite land, but the swap up to the automatic weapon will help. Uh-oh. And now where is he coming from? XQQ, change up of position, gets a bit of timing as he escapes by. Don't know where Lai is at. Looking for a later move as well, as that bomb is now starting to really tick down. Quick gap close, but I think he knew what was up. BaiSha with another big find as the clutches start going back their way.
I mean, surely XQQ can't pull one of those clutches once again, right? But had to come down to the 1v1 once again. As that's going to be a 5-4 half, as we're just waiting to switch the sides. Evolution Power on the blacklist, and BaiSha is going to be on the defensive angle. And here's the replay of Lai's. Look at that spray transfer. How crisp is that?
Very clean, very, very clean. I mean, this is the kind of mechanical ability that we've been waiting for and expecting. We've had a lot of it in this series, actually. Yeah, it's one thing I think that does start to separate these Chinese teams. Certain fights they just do not lose.
Let's see where Evolution Power wants to take this one into. Just like how BaiSha did, EP as well, burning the clock down, playing very slow, trying to catch off any extensive rotations or flanks and capitalize on top of the man advantage. But BaiSha is not giving that margin up easily as well. Going to be playing in a very default setup. Only thing to be pointed out is the position of 577 and N9. So holding in the deeper side of A, right down towards office, it seems to be. EP going to be driving the C4 in towards double pillars.
Yeah. Got to start making a move soon, don't they? A minute left on the clock, and they've got very little control to work with here, Bench. Lie. Dangerous. Love this spot, though. Oh, going to miss the shot, unfortunately. Nearly got the timing, but not quite going to happen for him. But it's a lot of information that he gains. He's still alive as well, which is always going to be a problem. So keen shots need to land. Meanwhile, towards mid, there's a distraction in XQQ. And they will pull away with 30 seconds left. Going to try and find a different avenue of attack.
I don't know if that's going to be enough time, Script. 27 seconds and ticking. The C4 is going to be coming in down towards middle, but N9 is going to get the drop, looking for the second. Does get it before going down. All of a sudden, Evolution Power mightily struggling. Here comes the rotation. Xiao is going to be up on top of Heaven. Rather, it's going to be down below. It's going to get the better of Zay. It's going to be Zay getting the kill, actually. 8 and 7 seconds into ticking. C4 brought into the bomb site. Not enough time. 1 second and gone. The round is now taken by BaiSha.
And you can hear it, that's a big one. They know that's a big one. They've really done well there to just hold and not panic and play the time. Don't give the opportunities and the potential kills, of course, across. Very, very solid stuff. BaiSha tapping into some of that extra level second wind mojo that we need from them.
Yeah, if you're pulling that kind of rotation with 30 seconds remaining, keep the C4 to yourself.
It's true. It is very true. It's tough, though, isn't it? You know, you make that kind of a call, and there's always in the back of your mind, is this going to work? Is this going to work? And I think some hesitation in places often doesn't help. But big maps, very big maps with massive rotations here a lot of the time. So obviously going to have an effect. Still all to play for. Still only just evened up. Very important round here on the horizon.
Now that we're tied up, this literally could be anyone's game. Whether it be EP, whether it be BaiSha. Wouldn't be surprised to see either of these two just take it. But one thing I'm sure, Scriv, is that this map is going to be the closest one going into overtime.
Very true. If we do indeed end up there. BaiSha looking to separate themselves, potentially.
Xiao playing with fire.
Oh, nice find. Really big kill.
Gets the second kill somehow. Really playing with fire is going to be Xiao. It's going to be taken down to 30 HP, but the damage has already been done to the side of Evolution Power. Down 2 players, has to rotate out. Minute left. Is this going to be yet another repetition of the last round, Scrib?
Well, I suppose that is the big question here, but BaiSha looking much more solidified and again, not as panicked. And 9 on the edge of the smoke, able to find Minnow. That might just start to hammer it home. He's flashed off, but he will come that across. He's got cover. And it looks good here. XQQ is the guy you want, but unfortunately not able to get anything done. And a flawless round from BaiSha to follow up and now take the lead. These are all great things going their way as they set their sights on the victory.
The ground is shaking, Scriv. BaiSha is now coming back to life, taking the lead away now. And Evolution Power, they will have to now really pump the gas in, because otherwise, BaiSha, once they're awake, especially players like Xiao, how does he get away? Getting a second kill, not going down. It's just the mechanics on these individual players on the side of BaiSha is absolutely chef's kiss.
Yeah, for sure. And they've traded games as well. You know, we've got Lai here really picking it up. So it's good to see a bit of variety within the star power of the roster. C4 a little isolated. Got to be careful that it does not go down on a timing peak. but not going to take the safest route to join the rest of the team, I suppose.
Yeah, BaiSha as well is not showing much of an interest in going out aggressive down towards middle, so ironically, middle is going to be the safest area to deliver your C4 towards, but well, still that EP is going to be in double pillars going in towards B, but that's going to be Lai on the response, whiffs that critical shot, and now YDS has to respond, is good for one. Quick spray down for a double kill. Eventually he's traded out. Now it's all down to the ends of N9 to hold it down, buy some time for his teammates. Arrives is going to be Xiao. Nades up and over. It's going to be a 1v2. Hard, but doable. C4 has been planted. Flash, good to blind him completely. Buying critical 3 seconds. Xiao, tracking angles, going to switch to the automatic. XQQ spotted. Repositions smartly. YZK speaks and does some damage. How does Xiao get the tip to the head? YZK at risk. Secondary not pulled out in time. EP barely making that round.
It's close. Every moment is going to be hard fought, of course, as we come to the dying embers of regulation here. A big, big game on the cards to make those playoffs. Really looking good.
Tied once again to 6-6.
Yeah, and I mean, this is it. You know, it stays close. It's never a difficult run. I think a very, very important map. We've had, you know, that time to check out when you're 1-0 up, or indeed when you've got your more preferable maps coming up. But they really do have to now crunch in, and that, for me, makes all the difference in a game like this.
Speaking of making a difference, it's going to be Lai sitting at 13 kills. Sure, he had some huge moments in Subbase, but decides to step up once again, coming into Compound. EP. C4 once again, kind of by himself. Just a little too risky, I would say, but luckily enough, the rest of his squad does join up with him. It'll be a default hold being put out by BaiSha. Burning the clock down and waiting till the smokes dissipate. Here is the setup out towards A. Blocking that angle off. Are they going to wrap all the way around the global risk spawn?
And 9 in a good spot, but he's left blinded up, trying to hide behind the box. Not going to get spammed down, they just run him down. Goodness me, EP moving fast. Looking to get that C4 planted. XQQ with a big one there on the backside. So this looks very, very good now. He continues being a problem. Lai going to be the only one left. And surely you would say not. They know where he's at. He's kind of blinded himself up a little bit. Yeah, we all saw that, dog. We all saw that. But it's all good because, you know, you don't expect him to win that round, I guess. Either way, Evolution Power looking very good, keeping things even, keeping things in their favor, in fact. And again, able to fight back, which is the key thing. Not letting BaiSha build up that buffer to work with.
Or BaiSha. For them to win this one, I'm just thinking to myself, had some clean executions on the blacklist side. Now the side has been switched. They're on the global risk. They have lost the rounds where players like Xiao, players like 577 play very rather solid spots, you know, like more default spots.
Yep.
Towards the bomb site. Maybe now's the time to, since the map point has not been given away, now's probably the right time, just right after the pause, to loosen the leash and let the players play a bit more aggressive on the global risk and see how that goes, right? I think that's the only key here, to me, to solve this problem for BaiSha.
Yeah, yeah. See whether the timeout works for them in that sense. There's a lot on the line here in these upcoming rounds. And for me, it again feels like one of the only late timeouts that we've maybe seen on the B stream. In fact, a lot of other teams just sort of letting the flow take them, but coaches wanting to get involved here and just make sure that they keep themselves in that right headspace. And as you are rightly pointing out, a few things that are noticeable that potentially could change the tides of battle.
And we're back. This is the key moment for both of these teams. Whichever one wins this, either tying it back up or leading out 2 rounds, is going to be stepping closer to the map point and the match point. That's going to be a very default setup once again, but more A-heavy on the defense for BaiSha.
And maybe just leaving mid,
that's probably
not
better.
as a whole, but got some eyes on it rather than putting people in there, just because it sort of reduces the timing plays that XQQ in particular was going for.
I think it's probably better for BaiSha to just hold A, have a player watch spawn, and the 2 players that are watching B, they can push out towards double pillars and, you know, play more aggressive position. And if EP does end up in B, then they can counter box them in, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. A change-up that obviously comes out because of the timeout, and EP, meanwhile, hitting them with a bit of a classic here. Oh, you might have changed things up. Well, we're just not going to give you any chance to use the tactical switch. Decent nade damage. Another one to back it. Not quite as successful. But now they understand that there's only a minute left. The action has to begin eventually. Another thing to consider on the EP side of things, you got XQQ lurking like every round. So just keep that in mind, maybe when you are exiting your bomb site or on the rotation. He feels confident to call the team over, though, here, Bench.
I mean, I'm sure by now BaiSha realizes there's a lurker always outside the bomb site, but Evolution Power is going to get called up to the B side. YDSS on the other side of the angle is going to find a double kill. Buys enough time. Light waiting with the arm. Gets the shot out. Not going to hit. And now with the pistol, has to do some work, but it's going to be Zay to quickly take the kill. Down to his 577. XQQ takes a bit of damage, but now his position has been compromised. 577 looking to get some kills here, and they're not going to find the angle, the right angle to do so. Somehow finds the first hit, but not there for the second kill. And EP now starts to really lead out.
Yeah, flying, absolutely flying. I mean, it looked like a decent initial start for BaiSha, but we're seeing Evolution Power with these bursts and a very, very sharp play. Just so well grouped. Their fundamentals on the Blacklist side look really quite good, actually. You see this, you know, a spot like that, a moment like that, and you think, okay, that's got to be it, right? It happens so early. Everybody else should be able to clean up, but no, they turn it around. Very, very solid. And just a couple more now as BaiSha seem to be slowly crumbling once again.
So close for EP to just close it out, go back to their hotel and take a warm shower and feel good about it. But BaiSha, in all needs, is trying to get some rounds back. Lai going aggressive, like I've said before. Does miss the shot. Gives the information away. And the rest of EP is going to start rotating in towards A. It looks like to be yet another slow-paced round. EP has all the time in the world. They have 2 rounds lead anyways, and they do have the map to play with. Whole lot of ground already being covered through middle, through B, through A. And BaiSha, they're already boxed in towards the bomb site.
Yeah, again, just trying to change things up, but looking a little worrying, a bit more on their tiptoes and unsure of themselves, moving between a bomb site and, ooh, maybe we should go, oh, there could be a guy here. You know, they're really getting baited out by a lot of this utility. So I would say from the game sense side of things, the toying with them side of things, Evolution Power have looked pretty good these past few rounds. This could be a culmination of it as well if they can find good timing and just crack the bomb site at the right time. N9 goes digging, and down he will go. It's a big find, and now they start bursting towards the weaker defended bomb site. However, 577 in particular holding pretty strong. XQQ coming on the backside, looking for 3 overall, all by himself. Knows that YDSS is close, hidden away. Where the hell is this guy? Goes flying above him. A chaotic round, but BaiSha in the mess will find a victory.
8-7, BaiSha not going down without a fight. And now the game really goes into chaos, you say. Who is going to come out alive from this bloodbath?
Well, that
we
is
don't know.
The big question, of course, and a pretty valuable one, as always. as you mentioned, getting through to the playoffs. You get that day off. Could be very cool here.
And look at the kill spread on EP. YZK 13, but the rest of the team equally sharing 11 kills each. So everyone, doing a piece.
I think it just comes down to the fundamental play again on the Blacklist side of things, grouping up, bursting together, quick trades, keep that pace up. Didn't quite work for them in the previous, but generally it has been a winning formula.
And if it gets you the wins, might as well as just continue on with it. This is exactly what EP is doing. Still has a round buffer, but no necessity to risk it more. So they're willing to pick up the map point and the match point in this round specifically. We do have XQQ digging pretty deep towards the outside of B. Ooh, he's been spotted out. He's now getting nade stacked. Still alive. Lai swings out, and that's a misstep. Huge misstep, and now Zay comes into the bomb site. Shout at risk. Will eventually go down. Is this going to be the round, Scriv?
Might just be, to be honest. N9 is even conceding tail between legs, honestly. Not too excited to take these fights. And down he will go. EP back on the board immediately. BaiSha maybe giving themselves a slight springboard, but they just cannot capitalize. They will fall headfirst into the sand here at EWC, but ultimately, yeah, not looking too good. Now on to series point for Evolution Power. They've got a couple to play with. I'm not going to say they should be able to close it out, but it looks damn near enough.
This is it. This is make or break for BaiSha. Even if they do win this round, they need to pick up one more. If they lose this, that's it. That's it for BaiSha. Still has a chance to go into the playoffs as they're going to be placed in the lower brackets, but who wants to do that? If you can climb out from the winner's bracket.
Indeed.
Well, that's better. Nonetheless, BaiSha needs to pick up 2 rounds in a row for a possible overtime and then win that to close the series out.
Oh, sneaky angle from XQQ. He nearly gets set there, but unfortunately just misses the timing. So nothing coming in the early stages. XQQ, they like sending him out as that early warning system to see what he can find. Nade actually doesn't do anything there to Zhao. So just kind of posturing here, getting the shoulders out and attempting an early battle. Nothing coming though, as EP might just start bursting forwards here by the looks of things. Not wasting too much time. A lot of spammage coming in. Still not fully sending on A.
And once again, we were able to see XQQ lurking out there towards double pillars. And here's the reset from Evolution Power. Yet to see where the final destination of this team is going to be at least for this map. Seems to be down towards middle. Shao with a good angle. This is the first shot. Here comes the push. Led by YH. They're going to rotate all the way towards B. YDSS is going to miss the players rotating in. Only gets a single kill before going down. And now, Lai is stuck in no man's land. Somehow gets a kill before getting spotted out. C4 about to get picked up. Down to 3-on-3. The timing on 577. So close, yet so far. But the headshot is right there.
Yeah, they just still were not ready for him. So a big find that could make a difference here. It's all going to be down to Minnow. And he cannot get anything done. So BaiSha going to bring it within 1. Overtime most certainly on the cards here, bench. And I think, as we've been saying throughout, a deserving game of it. But a difficult look, a very, very difficult look now. They have to survive this next round. I think EP as well. Probably got to close it here and not really give any chances across.
You're probably right. So here's my take on it. If BaiSha does take it to overtime, then I think the momentum is definitely on the side of BaiSha.
Sure.
So EP better close it out here. Otherwise, it's going to be a very tough game presented in front of them.
I would agree. A lot of work from both sides to get it to this point. Heartbreak on the horizon for BaiSha. And a dreaded reset for Evolution Power. So slow start into this round. Once again, it is that mid-control from EP.
Imagine losing after overtime. all that work only for that.
Yes, yes.
It's going to be affecting your future games as well. So you don't want to put yourself in that spot. Nonetheless, once again, a possible last round being played out in the same manner. This time around, though, it's going to be Mino lurking towards the spawn area. C4 not picked up just yet. 2 players are going to be peeking in towards double pillars. Could be crossing paths with Lai, which has given up on the double sniper setup. He's going to be on the rifle this time.
3 on A as well. A couple change-ups here from BaiSha to just keep them guessing. Smokes to cover off middle, but it is somewhat of a fake out. Not really looking for that deep control. They want double pillars, trying to draw attention away from B. And I think it might just have worked for them, so we'll see. If they can find this first kill real quick, we could be in all for a fast round. They're going to try and get ahead of the smoke here. Lai hightailing it out of there, just trying his best to survive. They've lost control of front B. Meanwhile, in at mid, they are actually looking to take those fights, so it's a pretty heavy split here, relying a lot on the individuals, and unfortunately, it's all going to fall apart. The first kill did look good, but it will filter out for the overtime. And we've got a bit more crossfire on the cards here.
That server's room was a kill house for BaiSha, just taking down players after players, and now we're looking to go into the overtime, just getting ready up for it. But BaiSha took them just about 17 rounds to get back in form. And here we go once again. EP on GR this time. BaiSha is going to be on blacklist. Let's see how this round progresses out, because this first round into the overtime may just hint to us how the rest is going to get played out.
Yeah, I mean, very true, right? You've got a switch up that comes in, so it can very much just change the directive. Been a while since you were on these respective halves. So, very, very important opening couple of rounds into the OT.
And 9 goes quite aggressive towards A. Puts out a bit of damage towards A. Backs out in time. And the rest of BaiSha is going to be sending it towards middle. It seems to be towards A. That's going to be the destination of this attack. Comes into servers, but YZK up in heaven. Good for a double kill to halt the aggression. And YH is just going to add onto the kill points. Down to the ends of Shout. Eventually goes down. And the round is going to be taken by EP.
Yeah, I mean, solid. This is something that can often happen going into an overtime as well. You know, you just release the pressure valve and there's a little less weight on your shoulders. I think we see exactly that from EP. They're sort of happy that there's a new avenue, a new battleground. Looking very, very good there as they only lose the 1 player. So I think they'll be pretty happy exactly what they needed.
BaiSha, after a failed take towards A this time, gathered outside of middle once again. Could be sending it towards B this time, but if you do remember how the very last round of the main rounds happened, B is also not the easiest space to take. Nothing is granted. You have to earn the bomb site.
Exactly.
Get the bomb planted. But this one is also going to be a tough one for BaiSha. They're going to be sending 3 players towards A connector. Just don't know if they want to force the issue there. Zay has been hitting some crispy shots. 13 kills, 12 deaths. And here's the push and Shao. What the hell was that?
Wallbang headshot, baby. That's what that was.
Wallbang headshot with the sniper.
Huge kill. Very nice find to open things up here. Can they capitalize on it, though? EP guessing the right bomb site at the moment. The defense pretty scary over here. And we saw how much of a struggle it was to break in. Nice little 2-man setup as well at the back end of the site. So Minnow playing one of his trusty bait and switch angles. Gonna have to pop off here. And only 1. It's not quite enough. Down goes YZK on that rotation as well. So it looks like BaiSha, with their initial numbers, going to be able to get it done, keeping the odds ever in their favor and evening up the scoreline instantaneously.
QQ going down eventually. And BaiSha, some way, somehow, finding the rounds they really and desperately needed. And as long as they can find this last one in the first half, then ooh, it's going to be tough for EP.
A really good start from EP as well coming into the overtime. So I think that, you know, there was a great deal of potential. Unfortunately, it just hasn't panned out brilliantly. But keeping things close, and again, for a fair while now, we've seen round after round, trade after trade, you know, very, very, very back and forth. So as soon as a team is able to just split things with a couple in a row, it might make all the difference. BaiSha looking to do that here.
Yet again, BaiSha, this time he's spicing things up, trying to clear out double pillars with 3 players with the C4 as well. Could be a risky move, but EP is not playing aggressive. They're going to be posting themselves back towards the bomb site and the closer angle. So BaiSha is going to be sending the players down towards middle once again. And EP has sent a player out from A, rotate the player out towards B. It's only held down by Zay. And if BaiSha pushes in at the right time, this could be disastrous for EP.
Slowly moving in, trying not to give the game away as a couple nades come round. They start to second guess it, but no, it looks more like an A-hit. Zay as well, caught out in the open. One not going to be enough. A perfect tactical read from BaiSha to just pull them away, keep them distracted on the B bomb site. So full retake going to be required here. Not looking to rush the C4, as they will take a kill with them to start. Spam those nades in, gain an advantage, and look to lock them out of the A site. Not even make this a conversation in this round, actually. And 9 up close and personal. On the edge of the smoke as well. They're just out of options, just so desperate on the Evolution power side. It's easy for BaiSha. They take the lead as we flip over.
And there you have it. BaiSha is going to be able to find the final round of the first half, inching closer to the series point. And EP, their tactical maneuver eventually came back to bite them in the end.
It's true. It's true. I think they definitely took the bait, hook, line, and sinker, as they say. So, yeah, really, really solid from them on the BaiSha side in particular. Just saving those types of moments, those types of bait and catch you out, ultimately, for the overtime.
Check swing will be the right term, and then will be, I believe, getting caught by the sinker. Nonetheless...
Baseball?
Baseball.
Ah, okay. Yeah. You're talking to a Brit.
Sorry.
It's cricket to me, bro. It's cricket to me.
Oh, my... Nonetheless, 10-11 BaiSha in the lead, but we do see the switch of sides, and now they're going to be the ones to hold on to the bomb side, and we saw how devastating that was for BaiSha, so let's see if all those rounds, all those past 21 rounds, has given them any signs or hints to actually hold onto the bomb sites.
IDSS with a jump spot. Really, really important round here. If BaiSha can take it, you know, imagine how comfortable they would be to find that all-important 13th and get this game under lock and key. Nades out early. Not much presenting, as it's pretty far back from Evolution power, actually. They do not have a lot of control. Going to look for it in at double pillar, but I don't know, man. They're really, really struggling for control and ideas and information. It doesn't look good to me.
They're just playing with the clock to burn through the utils, but BaiSha is conserving on some of the smokes they have, so they're going to burn it down to the wire almost already. 50 seconds and ticking. C4 yet to be picked up as well. And EP soon to start to play with fire any moment soon. C4 picked up, joined up towards double pillars, so there's no turning back once the 30-second mark hits. That's going to be a B hit coming in. Lai jump spots one, gets dropped. YDS is in a good angle, gets one, but can't spray the second player down. Shaowen 577 has it all to do, but the flash is going to stop him from taking the shots. C4 planted. EP looking pretty good so far. Down to the hands of 577. The solo player alive for BaiSha.
Yeah, it's definitely, for me, it's Zhao at the back, isn't it? He really had a couple opportunities while the angle was open to take a kill or two while his teammates were fighting and distracting. So I doubt they'll show us misses on the replay, but from his perspective, it would have been nice to see what was going down and whether he was maybe blinded up or something like that, because I just felt like he was in such a good position to get something done. Doesn't happen. Looks too easy of a round where I mentioned Evolution Power early on in that one. Looked uncomfortable, looked slow. As it pans out, somehow able to get into things and eye on flawlessly as well, Bench.
Here's yet another tie between these two teams. And thus far, I just can't make up my mind who's going to win this map out.
That's what you want, I suppose, right? Like, big competition here right at the end. Hard to split all the way down to the golden rounds. A fan favorite, of course.
Both teams fighting tooth and nails. Tying it back up. Somebody leads out. The other team just catches up right away. One mistake to be made, then the next round you see that mistake getting fixed up right away. Round number 23. Let's see where Evolution Power wants to take this one into. Was a successful B hit last time, but BaiSha this time spicing things up, sending N9 down through middle. Could spring out any moment sooner, and Lai has a better position this time too. If he's able to find at least one drop before going down, might just buy enough space for his team to rotate back in.
Yeah, spamming of nades. XQQ going to eat some damage here as well, but he's just trained in on the shot, but misses the timing. Reactions, I mean, need to be sharp for that, of course. Unfortunately not, as the case may be. So he's spotted them at the very least, right? He's got some information that they can work with and therefore allow them to react for the rest of the round. 577 going to go down a little bit too easily. Zhao gets in behind to cut them off, and it's YDSS with a big moment. Nice is coming out already there, as BaiSha feeling good about this. Just got to make sure not to let it slip away. Bomb going to go down. One trimmed, but still a man to the good here for BaiSha, looking to retake into this A site. Set up nicely. The blacklist side of things slowed way down now as the tension builds, trying to move in. Low HP for N9, doesn't look too inviting. An advanced position as YZK trying to thin the numbers as best he possibly can, but he now catches himself out in the open, does not know where to turn. Minnow looking for the clutch. It's a hold onto the bomb, though. He's got to find this player, and he does just about. A big 1v3 for Minnow, and he is so happy about that.
Minnow, some way, somehow, found the player sticking the defuse onto the C4. Just had the slight amount of time left in him to take the kill, and indeed he does get it to secure the round for his team. And boys, we're officially at the series point, and there is no turning back, because BaiSha, if they lose this, they're done, at least for the series. And already an opening kill is going to be provided by Xiao. Let's make XQQ going down. Are we looking at the third golden round of this tournament?
Yeah, we'll see. Super big kill. And a really great response. You know, BaiSha have just lost a very tough situation. So the fact that they're like, right, come on, guys, heads in the game. What are we doing? What's the plan? You know, how do we stay alive here? So I'm a big fan of that, not just getting caught up in the previous round and thinking all about that, losing sight of what is in front of you.
All EP needs now is to just some way, somehow claw back a little bit. Get the equalizer. Make it to 4-4. And then take it from there. But the timer is against them. Already being ticked down to the minute mark. Minute 20, rather. And BaiSha feeling pretty comfortable with Xiao going huge with the opening frag. And kind of lost in terms of direction of where to go to.
Still taking it very slow as well. And the smoke comes in. I mean, it's perfectly timed. They've just really not forced anything out from the global risk. So, yeah, it really doesn't look too good. An advanced position from Zhao coming in. He doesn't go down. He gets the information. I think you'll take that. Keeping them hemmed in. 40 seconds on the clock just about. And they really have a lot of ground to make up. This is not looking too good. Smoke going to start dissipating. So they will look to move in. But again, another smoke in the way on both sides of the equation. So starting to really paint a picture here for the Global Risk side of where this bomb is going to end up. But they opt to start moving through their own smoke. Not sure that would be the move. They're really, really trapped. 15 seconds left. Just trying to put some panic in as they look to split towards A. I mean, they're not going down, but they're not necessarily finding the space to get that plant. 5 seconds left. There's no need to rush in, as the side of BaiSha will confirm it and take it to that golden round.
And we officially have made it to the golden round for the series. EP versus BaiSha. And my dear, these two teams just, I can really feel the stress. I can really feel the dedication for them to survive. But here we are, the very last round for this series.
What is the game plan? Particularly from that Evolution Power, who I feel have lost their bottle in the past couple. Struggling to figure out a way to close the game. It may just slip through their fingers. Very last second. Push it to the limit as they've got to try and find a breakthrough. It looks to be the A-bomb site.
For EP, the win, as if it was a smoke, is going to start dissipating away. They have to grab it back. And like you said, it might be an A hit coming through. YH wobbling the boxes right in front of him and the one next to him. The flash is going to delay, and looks like EP is going to go for the reset. And whilst all that, look at the position of N9, already posted deep in the middle. Could spring out to be a critical position. BaiSha is going to send another player down towards A to provide some support, but that does leave B a bit more vulnerable. It's going to be only held down by YDSS. Sure, he's sitting on 22 kills, he's top fragging, but if you're getting rushed by 4 other players, the hold's going to be tough.
YDSS on the shoulder peek here, just spotting out, trying to get information and hopefully not go down too quickly. He's got the nade out early, keep them at bay, and the flash to back it up as well, so they can't just chase him down. Really well done, great information, a lovely spot when they've been running this clock down to just force their hand into a different area. But B itself, a lockout now.
Well, it's going to be the final reset from EP. There's not enough time left, 30 seconds, and the last and the final destination of this attack will have to do wonders. YH with a good opening is going to get traded out by Xiao. YDSS in bomb side, sprays Zay down. All of a sudden, down to 3-on-3. It's going to be A, B to be taken. XQQ switches to the rifle. C4 will be planted. Down to a 3v2. YDSS, last one alive as YZK taps Xiao out. And a 1v3 and a dream. EP so close from closing this one out. Can they work wonders? That's going to be XQQ going down. YDSS needs to find 2 more. Mino so close from going down. They have to play timer. YZK goes down. Mino swings back in. Gets the shot done. And some way, somehow, EP is going to be able to take the win against BaiSha, their Chinese counterpart in the rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, what a read coming in as well in that round. They were obviously forced away from the B-bomb site, their initial idea, but they kept some presence there. They kept some presence towards middle. Just keep BaiSha guessing. Where are they going to end up? And you see it happen. The activation from that lurker on B just draws them away, and they turn tail, but suddenly they're going and just panic ensuing, and that's where the chaos of CROSSFIRE